Thank you for joining us today. My name is Jane Hewitt and I'm the Capability Building Coordinator at Connecting Up and TechSoup New Zealand. And with me is Catherine McIntyre, the Community Info and Volunteer Coordinator, who looks after all of our volunteers in the SA Community Service. We also have with us Brendan Robinson from PLS and Eric Jenkins, one of Connecting Up's account managers, to answer any of your queries. So over the next 45 minutes or so, we'll be guiding you through the resources available for the PLS network by Connecting Up. Just before we start, there's going to be a bit of housekeeping. So all lines are muted. So if you have any technical issues, just pop them into the questions box on your GoToWebinar panel and we should be able to assist. If you're on a Wi-Fi connection and have multiple programs open, this can sometimes affect the quality of the audio and the video. So please close all other programs to help get the best possible experience. And we'd love for you to get involved. So please do drop us any questions in the questions box and we'll be able to answer them in the Q&A session, which will be coming up at the end of the webinar. Just note that none of your questions will be visible to the rest of the group. So please feel free to say whatever you like. This session is being recorded, so if you have to run off halfway through, don't worry, you'll be able to catch it later. We'll be sending this by an email and it'll also be available on the PLS intranet, and Brendan will be able to help you out with that a little bit more. So during this webinar, we will talk about the Connecting Up's digital learning program, online courses, how to access tech products for you and your library, our partnership with the Digital Springboard for digital skills delivery, and our collaboration with SA Community for community engagement. So first of all, who are we? Who are Connecting Up? Connecting Up is an Australian registered charity and not-for-profit organisation committed to building stronger communities through technology. Connecting Up is part of the Info Exchange group, which tackles the biggest social challenges through the smart and creative use of technology. Info Exchange, if anybody hasn't heard of it, works with community, government and corporate partners to solve issues around homelessness, family violence, mental health and disability, as well as supporting Indigenous communities, women, youth and families. And you can read more about Info Exchange and some of the great work they've done over the past year, including a service called Ask Izzy, which is all available on their website, which you can see there, infoexchange.org/au. So first of all, today we will start talking about our digital learning platform. So Connecting Up's digital learning platform provides access to webinars, online workshops, digital boot camps and more for libraries and not-for-profits to upskill in all things digital. And now PLS members can get free access to some of our premium webinars, which cost between $30 and $50. And we'll just discuss that. There'll be a slide coming up in a bit, but Brendan will be able to say a few more things about that. So what is on our training and education program? Our program includes a wide range of topics, and this year we've hosted webinars ranging from things like how to get the most out of Facebook fundraising, how to apply for the $10,000 Google Ad grant, to strategic planning, accountancy, and learning how to get your organisation or charity to adopt new technologies. And some of our speakers are technology partners such as MYOB, Canva and Microsoft. And some are speakers and presenters from brilliant organisations who specialise in working with NFPs, such as Not-Profit Training, PN Digital, and the author and SEO expert, Andrea Rowe. And regardless of what the topic is, all of our presentations share the same mission, which is to educate our attendees and provide them with useful tips they can put into action after watching each webinar. We've had some great boot camps and premium webinars this year from organisations like Strategic Grants, who ran a 4-week program to help NFPs apply for grants. And in 2021, we've got some really great couple of fantastic boot camps scheduled from the Hancock Creative on digital marketing in March. And Andrea Rowe, who I mentioned earlier, is running a newsletter storytelling boot camp during February and March. And there are a couple of more practical technical webinars scheduled for the new year, such as our Microsoft webinars in January and February, run by the IT team, and Security, Privacy and Record Keeping webinar, which is run by Votar partners. And sorry, if you just go to connectingup.org/training education, you can have a look at the full list. And we've got a few more that will be put up in the next couple of weeks as well. So other things we do at Connecting Up are online courses. So Connecting Up's online course provides self-paced tech-based training for upskilling library and NFP staff. This is offered in partnership with TechSoup and Microsoft Digital Centre. And you can take a look at all of our online courses at this URL here, online courses. And completing modules earns you things called tech points. And once you've accumulated enough of these tech points, organisations are you complete a course evaluation and you can download and print off a completion certificate. And this year there's understandably been a really strong focus on COVID-19 because of COVID-19, with courses helping organisations moving to remote working and helping them identify the right tools to keep their organisation connected when they couldn't all be in the same physical location. Other technology-based courses include cybersecurity and making organisations secure, to courses on Microsoft 365 and understanding how to assess your tech infrastructure. We also offer several social media courses to help the absolute beginners up to the more advanced organisations who've maybe been running social media campaigns for years but need to know more about, say, analytics, or just keep up with the ever-changing Facebook algorithms. And these range from 8 to 10 hour courses and are around $200. Next slide. So here, where to start, how to get going. So you need to sign up, which is free to do, and register your library. And this membership enables you to access all of the services I've just mentioned, and then you'll basically get a $50 off coupon, which is going to be placed on the PLS intranet, which gives you access to all of our premium webinars. And all the information you need can be found on the Essays library page, which is just here. And you can find your code or just get in touch with Brendan for more information. So next up, other things we offer are products for your library and community. So Connecting Up offers significant discounts on IT hardware and software that your organisation really needs. So we offer discounts on Microsoft Cloud products and access to broader managed services, consulting, support and migration designed for NFPs. And discounts like these means that you can spend more of your money and time on making a difference instead of wrangling tech. And we also offer significant discounts on hardware, including new and refurbished desktops, laptops, monitors, projectors, hard drives and data storage, security systems and cameras, and all the sort of computer accessories you might need. So how to access these? You just go to your account page, the dashboard on there, and ensure your organisation qualifies for this, and all the details are on there. And once the qualification is complete, you select the product catalogue link, which will also be on there. And if you have any trouble with this, please do get in touch with us and we'll be very happy to speak to you. The next thing we'd like to talk about is the Digital Springboard, which is in partnership with Info Exchange, which is our parent company. Many of you already know about the Digital Springboard, but for those who don't, there's some bit of information here on this slide. And this service provides digital literacy content for partner libraries and NFPs to deliver face-to-face training to help people learn the digital skills they need to live and work in life. And you can learn more about this on digitalspringboard.org.au. So now we are going to talk about SA Community. So I will just pass you over to Catherine. Just give me 2 seconds. Sorry about this. There you go. Catherine should now be able to present. Cool.
Okay, so welcome to SA Community. We are a free online community information directory for South Australia, and we're funded by the Government of South Australia and Public Library Services, which is why we're talking to you today. So today we are briefly covering the why and what SA Community is, how we provide that service, and who's providing that service for you. So why SA Community and community information? People need support. They need assistive services to help them live a good life, and whether that be socially with their like-minded peers or through community groups or with help from their care providers and support services. So that weekly Glenelg Knitting Club could be that activity that helps someone fight loneliness and social isolation and lets them stitch their way back to participate in their society. Or as Brendan was talking with us earlier, it could be chess. Chess could be the new thing that stops someone from being socially isolated. So what we've provided is a platform. It's SA Community is a single, collaboratively editable public website, and we provide basically what is a controlled wiki that everyone can contribute to, and it's also a single data export source, and that's what makes it really valuable. So how do we do this? We collect, we collate, we edit, and we summarize all of the community service information that's traditionally dynamic. It's fragmented, it's dispersed, it's across multiple websites, social media, bulletins, newspapers, your notice board on the library, the sausage sizzle at Bunnings, and we put it all in one place to let people know about the services that are near them. And we list 15,000 community services in South Australia, and that data is searchable, it's browsable by name, category, subject, council, and it can be used for referrals, communication, consultation, networking and research. So you can reach out to the community for engagement. So you can contact the services pitchers such as the Uyghur Language School, email the Bulgarian Friendly Society, which is also here in this picture, or you can use that data export in a mail out to invite all of these community groups to maybe take part in your library's multicultural week as a living library on loan, to share their experiences, or potentially for children's storytime activities, or to help promote the Multicultural Schools Parade, which is actually what's happening here. And that's one of our volunteers actually. So the types of community services we list, any that are providing assistance for everyday living and social participation. So housing and accommodation, food assistance, which is actually the last few years surpassed housing as one of the highest needs, personal and family support, legal services, environment and recreation, sports, arts, music, and more. And collating these services basically conserves and maximises those resources that are required to maintain that same data and the contact details between and within your councils or your libraries and your government departments. We get asked all the time for our data because one person in a department has been told that they need to collect a list of community services in Adelaide. Could they do that in the next few weeks? So we get these calls where they go, please help me, this is what I've been tasked to do. So, and Brendan, for example, asked us for data because he was looking to promote library services to various groups. So, for example, a community language collection for a multicultural group. So you can consider how this information might be useful for you and for your library. So in terms of that, we have analytics. So SA Community Web Analytics, we receive roughly about 1.7 million visits a year. So you might find that the statistics on local service information can assist you in making some informed decisions about the services, needs and availability in your community. So you can then recognise this demand, find out who's doing what, and then maybe you could partner with them for that joint service delivery and greater impact. We do this by council. And this is a new project that we've been doing so that we can provide council by council quick breakdown on who's looking at what in your area and what some of the top services are. So Connecting Up has a commitment to open data. We're very friendly like that. We're licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution license. Data is provided to Data SA, which is the South Australian Government Data Directory, and for GovHack. It's an open data hackathon, and we provide a data mentor for this competition as well, because we want to encourage people with innovative reuse for this data. And it's more important, it's also accessible through public library services networked one card catalogue under related services. So to assist users to pair information resources with local services that can assist them. So the API provides you with some basic service details, and then read more will take you back to the website. So if someone was looking for here, for example, for multiple births, then they'll find, for example, multiple birth SA, which is what we've done in this catalogue. and then it'll take you back to a typical listing, which looks like this. And so this is what it looks like. We've got some index terms, we've got some contact data, description, and this is the kind of Excel spreadsheet, I guess we could say, that we would provide to partners that you can use for mail outs or research or any of those other sorts of things if you're looking at the services that are in your area. So, as well as connecting contact details, we also publish news articles about and for the community sector via our media channels, and we do this to assist with capacity building for communities. We follow libraries and we tag stories on our local community services that are relevant to various councils, so that we can just keep sharing that information with a broader audience. So the types of stories that we roll with are things on organisations, programs, upcoming events, and this helps groups to create new connections. It assists people with awareness, and it really helps services to reach new members and supporters. And I know that a lot of councils will have small community groups come up to them and say, please, please tell my story, it's really important. We can tell stories on behalf of them. You can link to us if that's not a story that fits with what you're able to do or you don't have time to do it. These are where we're trying to help really get those community groups out there. Okay, so our stakeholders are key. We provide our service in collaboration with a really expansive stakeholder network, and this includes government, councils, libraries, service providers, and the public, who are key to assisting us in our task. And each stakeholder has various levels of access to our services, which allows everyone to contribute in some way and also receive those varying degrees of benefit. There are many times where we will get an email and it'll say, I went to go and see this particular chemist and they weren't open, and they said they'd be open till 5, and then that lets us ring them and say, have you changed your opening hours to something different? In that case, they'd all just gone home early and they didn't tell anyone. But you know, these are the sorts of questions that people have all the time, and these are the people who say, look, I walked past there and they were closed, open, perhaps there's something that's different on your website. Okay, and one of the many main benefits that stakeholders or partners utilise is in the data exports, and here are a few examples of how these have been used. So from a metropolitan council, they've said, look, I'm looking to contact all the community groups that are located in our council area because I want to invite them to our events. We're looking to bring our community groups out and we want to support them by providing a bit of an event platform and help with their promotions. Great, no problem. Here's some data. For Clare and Gilbert Valleys, for example, they were in the process of updating the council website for volunteering and community, and they linked to our page, and they really wanted to encourage more of their community groups to register, so they had all that information in one area. And again, and for government, they said, look, we'll use this information because we want to contact our local groups and offer them support because we've got this grant that we want to give out to lots of people. So these are the sorts of ways that people have used our data. Now, one of the other things is we'd like you to contribute. Please come help us. Here's the way that you can contribute and make your community better. So there's a few things you can do. You can link to SA Community on your website if you're not already linked. You could undertake an annual mail out and ask local community groups to keep their information up to date with us. Lots of community groups know us because we've rung them and we ring them often, but as people change, there's a bit more of a trust sometimes with councils and libraries. So that always helps. You can edit or update directory content yourself. So you can become an editor, you could register staff, you could share volunteers with us, you could just drop us a line if you know that something is incorrect, because it's really good data in, good data out. It takes a village. Or you could demo the OneCard related services, so to let people know that that's where it is on OneCard. For staff or for customers, so that they can maybe find some assistive services if they're looking for particular topics. Apart from that, lead, follow, provide or share media releases with us. We're always looking for new stories. We're very happy to help promote your stories, but we'd love you also to promote some of our community groups that have got in contact with us and really want to let you know about events or activities and work that they're doing. Okay. And we do this by the power of volunteers. We have the most amazing team of volunteers, and this is a volunteer-run service. So any help that you can provide us would be fantastic, and give our volunteers a bit of an eye about what they should look for when they're looking for services. Our volunteers are often students looking for experience and people wanting to give back to their communities. And they, our talented team, are responsible for chasing services, telling the stories. They'll interview groups and write stories for them, and for presenting our data. So they're actually also the ones who are looking at our analytics. So in summary, very quick today, I know, but in summary, we'd really like you to assist us and share in the services that are available with SA Community. Make the most of us, because we can be very helpful to you, and we'd really like to help you with your sort of community engagement strategy, because we can provide these services. We can provide some of that customer service. We're getting in touch with community groups all the time. We've got this single platform and export source that you can use. We've got some data analytics on it if you're interested to know what's happening in your local area. And we're trying to spread some of that information through social media channels. So we are chasing you, so feel free to follow us as well. And basically at the end, we'd just like to say, contact us. We love to talk about all things community. So if you have any questions, please call us or email us. That would be great. That's it.
Brilliant, thank you, Catherine. Brendan, would you like to say a couple of words about how people can access our services?
Yep. Yeah, not a problem. So first off, thanks to Catherine and Jane for doing that. We just wanted to do a quick overview of promotion of those services. So hopefully you got something out of that. And I would encourage you to contact them moving forward about digital learning program and the SA community in particular. So for the digital learning program, we mentioned about the discount code previously. I'm currently in the process of putting together a spot on our One Place intranet in the training and development area. I will send out a One Forum email this afternoon with links to that, including some further information. So if you could just keep an eye out for that, that'd be great. I think the digital learning program could maybe fill some gaps that you might have in your own programs, or just keep you aware of what else is out there, and keep your own courses relevant. And I think the SA community, for me personally, I used it for inquiries when we were looking to target particular services to particular areas of the community, and just found it really, really useful, particularly compared to your average internet search engine where you're wading through no, you're not even sure if the information is correct or relevant or up to date, whereas you just come to the one source of the truth, and you have a very helpful staff there to help you. I just found it very useful, so I'm sure you will too. So yeah, I will send out some information and link it to One Place for everyone, so you'll be able to access the codes, and there'll be links to all the relevant links as well.
Brilliant, thank you, Brendan. If anybody has any questions, please do type them into the questions box. As I said at the beginning, this has been recorded, and we'll be sending the link to the recording and the presentation towards the end of today. But please do get into contact with any of us, and we will be happy to help. But thank you to everybody for joining us today. I think there might be a quick survey just coming up at the end, so please feel free to answer that. It's just a bit about the quality of the webinars and what you'd like to see going forward. So thanks everybody for joining us, and have a brilliant Christmas, or happy holidays as they say, and we will see you all again very soon. Thanks Brendan, thanks Catherine.
There is. Thank you, bye.